If your windows are leaky, call Tom Rokiki. For more information, visit us at our Factory Direct showroom or at inlinefiberglass.com.
So I don't know why these white boys think that seeing me somewhere different from where they've seen me before is a good idea to threaten me. That's what's happening.
The International Monetary Fund is upping its outlook for economic growth in Canada this year. It now stands at 5%, up from 3.6%. And here's the thing. Doug Porter, chief economist at the Bank of Montreal, says that estimate might be a little low.
The reality is that because the global economy was almost closed for the month of April last year, we were coming off a pretty easy comparison, and provided we didn't get a full-on
China was already reopened by
economic activity like we saw last spring. We were already going to have a pretty strong year for the global economy, and then loaded on top of that is the reality that the U.S. has brought in this huge fiscal package, which will help accelerate our super growth rate. I don't view the IMF's forecast as being particularly optimistic. I think it's actually quite reasonable.
Now the TSX hit an all-time high for a second straight day. Right now it's up to 89. 19,116. That's actually a little off the high for the day. It was looking at a triple-digit advance. Shares in Transat weighing on Bay Street today. That merger with Air Canada has been called off. We told you that yesterday. Today we are hearing that Transat is seeking $500 million in government aid in order to just stay afloat. One report says talks are in the advanced stages. The stock is down about 2%. At least one downgrade for shares in Transat today. Now, offsetting that, we do have gold higher by $15, $7.43. Oil is up 96 cents, $59.60 a barrel. Talks towards bringing back the U.S.-Iran nuclear deal did
talks
today,
toward bringing back God is what already exists. It's a thing that's real.
Investors aren't expecting sanctions on Iran will be lifted anytime soon. Now on Wall Street, a record on the S&P, it closed at an all-time high yesterday. Right now it's up by 3. The Nasdaq rose by 46, and the Dow, which closed at a record yesterday, going the other way, it's down 40 points. I'm Chris McCusker. Business continues at 26 and 56, or anytime at 680news.com.
What could be better than starting the golf season with a shot?
So there is a news update coming. We are at 3,000 and something. I don't know. Last 5 days altogether should be like 15,000 and change altogether. Oh, these shoes are falling right apart. What else I got? I got more things in here. Oh, smaller ones. This one has some sort of detritus on it. Oh shit, there's more. What the fuck? And these are all from today. The 2 shiny ones. And 3 rusty ones. And this one's rifled. And this one's got a damaged head. I mean, it's been out there a while. Alright, enough flat tire saves. And this will be my change cup now. I don't know who lost it. It's mine now. I'm not going to drink out of it. I will throw my change in it. Although, if I steam it or boil it, I could do surgery with it. It's steaming.
Conditions for Orangeville in Hamilton is partly cloudy, 9 degrees. Downtown Toronto, partly cloudy and 10 degrees. This is CFTR 680 News. It's 1 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
Good afternoon. This is Tuesday, the 6th of April. I'm Steve Roberts.
And I'm Sarah Parrots. Here's what's making news this hour. It's been a month since Ontario has seen a below 1,000 day for new COVID-19 cases. Today is another 3,000 plus day and a record number of COVID-19 ICU patients.
We are standing by to go live to the province's COVID vaccine update. We will head there as soon as it gets underway.
Is there a plan to start vaccinating teachers now?
There is always a plan as we continue to get more vaccines from the federal government.
There's always a plan. The minister contends they don't have enough doses, even though there's millions in freezers.
The Prime Minister is offering federal help to provinces being hit hard by the third wave of COVID-19, including with the distribution of vaccines,
with millions of shots not yet administered.
Tanner Roark starts Game 2 for the Blue Jays in Texas. Raptors have the Lake Show in Tampa. Sports at 15.
Record highs for markets on both sides of the border again today, and we'll tell you why shares in GM hit an all-time high. Business at 26.
No particularly good reason.
Time 101.
All right, now time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Checking out drivers.
We must have caught the drift that we know that the plant over here being fired back up instead of making masks is going to be making Milver auto pickups, and they know that we tend to support that kind of stuff. That's the only thing I can think. Oh, it's because it's electric, this and that. We've had electric cars since 1888. It's not impressive.
Queensway, that's looking good. Eastbound Lakeshore is wide open as well.
That's right. We had
Eastbound
electric
on the
before
401,
steam.
we still
Go
have a
figure.
problem at the DVP in the collectors.
Right,
The right lane is
hold
closed
on.
for truck rollover cleanup. And this has forced the closure of the southbound 404 ramp to the eastbound 401. So southbound 404 is heavy approaching Shepherd onto the DVP to about York Mills. You either have to continue on.
Yeah, so I'm walking to a laneway, which is half a block from my house, in the neighborhood where I've lived this close to 40 years. And some white boy yelling at me something about what I'm doing there or whatever. Like, I forget what words he used now, but he's implying that I've been standing there staring through a fence at him or something. Like, it starts mouthing out, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm sure, blah, blah, blah. Because I said, I'm walking by, I see grapes, so I look at him. Oh, bullshit, or whatever he says. Okay, bro, yeah, fucking have your fucking grapes. I throw them back over the fence. Little dry grapes. Meth head, pure meth head. And yeah, I recognize him from around the way. Now I know where he lives, genius. Jumps over the fence. He starts going, oh, don't throw shit over into my backyard. Don't throw shit in my backyard for your grapes. You just threatened to kill me for touching them. Yeah, that's the best part. Oh, he starts there. Yeah, he's gonna kill me. Next time he sees me, I'm dead, and he's gonna do this. I'm invading his privacy. No, what did he total method just going on. But invading your privacy, what, by walking by? Dude, he says, oh, you know, really, because I'm an expert on the media laws. How did I invade your privacy? Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. You want the address? Hey, shh.
Everyone 60 and older can sign up for a vaccine using the provincial booking system.
Did find out Genius jumped over the fence
and
had to walk around the block to go back to the front.
There are plans in the works.
Yeah, he thought that far ahead. How to jump over the fence. If anything ever happens, I'll do this. And other meth heads are like that. He had no plan for getting back over that fence.
Vaccinate those who are more at risk and possibly the notion of
he's threatening to kill me. And why? Because I'm black and I look white, and that's all it comes down to. Yeah, it's the same idiots over and fucking over. Not taking the hint. Your friends keep dying for doing that shit, bro.
Irene Trecklett, 680 News. This is 680 News. With many schools closed in the GTA, there are calls for the province to start vaccinating.
Well, I need to smoke a joint. There's a. We'll turn up just enough. It's on 15. I can hear.
That the government doesn't yet have enough supply from the feds.
There is always a plan as we continue to get more vaccines from the federal
There's always a
government,
plan
and the
for white
ability
supremacy.
As Dr.
We will remain supreme. What's your plan, stupid? You're hanging on to millions of doses for no reason, and you're going to get more. You just said you're going to get more, but you don't seem to know how. You're provincial. What are the feds saying about it? Since they're in charge of buying it, that was the agreement for some reason. Yes, I don't know what Pussy Hole thinks he's doing, but it's not going to go well for him. And by the way, you, if you want to, can walk past that place and pick the grapes off the fence. Yeah, that's perfectly legal. You can't put a sign saying don't pick my grapes if they're hanging over the side of the fence. Is it like off, like over the property line? Then there's not, like, there's literally no reason for me to second guess anything I did as to how I set them up. Now I hear a voice like, oh, blah blah blah. Trying to look to see where the fuck it's coming from. I'm supposed to spaz. I'll go, oh, because I'm the meth head, right? Why? Because he's a white meth head, so they transfer. You ever hear that term, transfer? They do it all the fucking time. Yeah, I should call the police. And I'm a black person being attacked by a white person for being black. What do you think's gonna happen? Right, nothing. So, or worse, I'll get killed. So they get to pretend that since there's no complaints made, it didn't happen. Okay, good, because when his house burns down, I'm joking, I can't burn down his house. I need those grapes. I'm gonna steal every last grape off that fence. It'll take me a while. It's the same as I always do. I walk by everybody's grapes and take a handful. This guy wasn't aware that there were grapes on the fence, but it's his backyard. So he starts chasing me up the alley, and of course, since I'm a drug dealer, I run first and ask questions later. Oh, yeah, pussy, yeah, pussy. Yeah, meth heads and crackheads will say that because they're trying to get you to stop so they can rob you. They can't catch up to you if you're healthy. They're not healthy. That's why they say those things. There's nothing tough about trying to fight somebody you don't even know that just started to attack you in order to rob you. That's not tough. Like, or it's no less tough to run away because the goal was to kill you and steal your money, and they didn't get to do that if you run away. What do the old people say? He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Yeah, so. Oh, it's the smoke up the scene. So.
Taser and rubber bullets, but those were unsuccessful, and that's when the officer fatally shot him. In a statement, Peel Region's police chief says the force needs to do more to support people in crisis.
No, she just contradicted what she said 10 minutes ago.
Responders to deal with mental.
They need more training to know that killing people for no reason isn't right. So what they just finished telling us was the guy had a large kitchen knife and went towards officers who burst in through his second floor balcony door. And they shot him. Now they're saying they used rubber bullets and a taser and blah, 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 blah. When you burst through the door, he had the knife immediately. Your excuse was that this was immediate. Right, is the dude up from Galway or whatever? Last July. That's okay. We don't go by what the SIU says. You white cops won't charge white people for killing black people. Why would I listen to what the SIU, white cops, says about white cops? I won't. You get hit anyway. Ask all these pussies out there where they are now hiding in the station. Why? Because they didn't believe the stories about kidnaps, rapes, getting beat the fuck out of, and your gun stolen. You don't believe that? The joyrides and the cruisers? I might be able to ask them not to steal the ambulances. Maybe. Doesn't mean they'll listen. If I ask them twice, they will steal it because I'm pissing them off now. But I can't do nothing about your police cruisers. No, I can't protect you from nothing. You joined the gang. Oh, this gang beats up black people and kills them and gets away with everything. That's when I'm going to join. Well, you chose that. You chose that, dumbass. Can't do nothing about it.
Streaming your favorite movie.
Oh, it's not going to start one. Okay, boom. Oh, I didn't turn the fucking phone on yet. Okay, yes I did. Just didn't turn the sound on. Okay, well, every time I reach for it, it's going to freeze. Before I click or input anything, right? This is the way to prove you're not a child molester attempting to hack TV sets all day, bro. This is the way to prove it. By doing this every fucking time. Well, I guess we'll just start it over. 5, 4, 3, 2, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. I'll just start it over. In other words, I'll go away. And at the 8-second mark, up and down, up and down, up and down, and the video starts again. Wow, you're so creative, Chomo. I know you're upstairs. Come down and yell at me about that door again, pussy. And yes, the idiot from the fucking laneway today is friends with the retard fucking child molester upstairs. Yes, they are. And no one will believe it's possible to hack a TV box. Jesus Christ, that's insane, right? I'm proven to be a schizophrenic crackhead, right? See, do I still have sound? All right. What the fuck is going on here now? Jesus. It's one thing after another. You're such a fucking pathological fucking chomo. You can't keep your hands off anything. Not even on the internet. Okay. And as soon as I sit down, it'll go up again. Right? It'll just go off. I don't care. I just think it's funny. I make fun of you every fucking day you do that, Chomo. You went away for 2.5 days, about 10 days ago. And I didn't mention you once, Chomo. I thought you were dead. I was hoping. That volume's way too loud. I don't care if it started. I'm still not clear.
Postal codes to help get this third wave under control. As we do, we're finalizing plans to vaccinate workers in settings where we're seeing outbreaks. We have in our hands has been allocated to someone who has booked an appointment. And almost all the doses we currently have on hand, we received
30,000 empty spaces.
Over the Easter weekend.
Every dose has been allocated. Not if you've got 30,000 empty spaces. That would be 60,000. What are you doing? 1 or 2 shots?
We're finally able to dramatically increase pharmacies and expand access to vaccines in primary care. More mass vaccination centers, including.
Oh, buddy's a method. Don't even start with schizophrenia. They used to say marijuana causes schizophrenia. Now they try to pretend they would try to pretend methamphetamine causes schizophrenia, except schizophrenia is not a single disorder; it's a blanket diagnosis. You're invading my privacy, all that fucking method shit. All right, I'm walking down the laneway in my neighborhood. I'm within a block from my house. Somehow I am invading his privacy. I made him move into my neighborhood, stalk me, decide that he was going to do something the second he got me alone in an alley. I made him do all that. That's my fault.
That is administering vaccines. This is the largest.
Hey, Dougie, your cop sold me a watch, some jewelry, a couple sets of clothes, and a whole bunch of money.
To distribute 9 million more doses by the end of June.
I don't care, white boy. Pay up what you fucking owe, stupid.
Is delivered as expected.
You're closer related to this kid that's going to get shot than I am.
Keep following the public health guidelines.
Don't care.
And get a vaccine when your turn comes. There'll be a brighter summer ahead for all of us. Thank you, and God bless the people of Ontario.
I wear my mask to protect you, and you wear your mask to protect me from being identified. I don't tell these people to fucking start threatening people.
Okay, we'll go to the phone line for questions. First question, please.
It's going to have nothing to do with anything useful.
Randy Rapp, CHCH-TV.
It's going to be the same thing on Earth. 3,000. It's a high number, eh?
Yesterday, where there were hundreds of vaccination appointments that went unfilled.
Thank you, sir.
Essentially, the reason was that the provincial portal, you couldn't book on it.
No, because as I keep saying, you hire people as a career, a job, $120,000 a year and up to fix your website every day. Good news for you, it don't break every day. We get paid a chunk of cash to fix it once. All we know is the longer it goes before breaking, the more likely we'll get the job next time when it eventually does break or someone breaks it or whatever.
Solicitor General, thank you.
And we don't put no weird back doors in or other weirdo shit.
So
we just take the cash.
In reference to the Hamilton PHU,
think banks don't have ready access to cash? You think there's some behind us?
People were not actually.
You even fix that Y2K thing. Large sums of cash being handed to fucking squeegee kids. That's what did it, bro.
But it speaks to the importance.
I know a whole bunch of you old fucking meth heads are thinking this will be the day. January 1st, I'm going to go take out all the money because they'll think it's 1900 instead of 200. I know you saw that.
It means that more people have to access those sites, whether it is through the online portal,
now you're going to make an excuse as to how a website gets overloaded, and that's not what the question was.
To make sure that they get the closest vaccination that is convenient for them. Thank you.
To make sure they get the closest one that is convenient for them. Is that how the portal works?
As well, where they're going to vaccinate
And is it one portal or all these separate sites? Make up your mind. Which one is it? I'm not going to go log on and check it out. Why? I've seen this government do so much fucked up things with the internet.
Guidelines to the public health units and that they should follow them, and that those guidelines are meant to prevent death. We're not seeing death in teachers or educational workers to a large extent. And they also told us that if they put 4,000 needles in the arms of teachers, there's 4,000 people that are more vulnerable that are not going to receive those.
See, they're all doing the same. They're all finding the same. How do I make 1 into 2? How do I make 1 into 2? They've all got their own theory on how to do it.
Before I pass it over to Minister,
if you're hungry, drink water. Right.
Point, Randy. You know, folks, I'm going to read off these numbers. They're staggering numbers. We still over, I believe it was 97%.
This idiot just tried to say, because teachers aren't dropping dead left, right, and center, why should they get vaccinated
first?
That
is where we see the mortalities, and those are the people we...
Remember, it's all a moot point. Oh, by the way,
these are the numbers
there's a new one, a double mutation.
In Ontario. Over 88,239
that supposedly got found first in India, or seems to come from India to California, and got identified by Stanford.
Their area, their condo, their apartment, their house, if we need to. But what's concerning is 88,000 have not booked. From 75 to 79.
Are you retarded, Doug?
Over 108,000.
You have people watch everything I fucking say. You don't listen to none of it.
70 to 74, 279.
All he does know is we get so goddamn violent as a unit. But if I'm saying, hey, I don't like you calling me an apple, the other fucking 100,000 guys out there ain't saying a word about it. They're just out lurking, bro.
Folks, we need.
I'm not your bro. I know, I'm making fun of you because you're a white boy.
I can't stress this
The
enough.
method.
As we see more vaccines coming
you
in,
concede, you
we
threaten me
need
for
to
no
get those
reason.
appointments booked for any reason. They have a problem online. We just gave out the 188 number.
So you can say what you want about me running when people start at me. I'll say this: they don't chase me far.
I can't stress it enough. It's
come on, you're such a big badass. Chase me till you catch me.
Taking care of the most vulnerable, and that is 60
I'm anemic. I can't run more than a block. I'm hoping I find a busted bottle in the laneway when you catch up to me. That's literally, I'm hoping.
In the hospitals, I'll pass it over to the Minister of Health.
You see how many rusty nails I pick up in a day? Twice as many as I thought I had.
Well, our plan currently calls for people to be vaccinated based
on
I
leave the busted glass and razor blades
with
so
there are many people who are not able to work from home. Teachers are one of those groups. However, the plan that we have developed also deals with special education teachers who are dealing with
also deals with
special needs.
The 100% of teachers.
Contact with saliva, be struck or perhaps bitten in some cases by the students that they're dealing with.
Hold on. What's that got to do with COVID?
That we're taking a look at where
you said might come into contact with saliva and it might be struck or bitten. Hold on. Those aren't methods of transmission.
We want to have
they're not.
Those vaccinations because of that higher risk factor.
I would have to lick my fist and then punch you directly in the mouth. It's not a method of transmission. It's not a recognized usual method. I don't know how to phrase it. These people want to pick and choose what words. She's the education person, so she knows. So she knows. No, you don't. Let me guess. Teachers teach doctors, right? No, they don't.
At the moment, there's no.
All your medical information, where'd it come from? Nazi Germany and pre-British Hindustan. That's where it all comes from, all of it.
At this point.
And the drugs almost all come from South America. The ones that don't come from Asia.
Why these people are.
And no, white people did not bring marijuana here. 30,000-year-old cannabis seeds.
Well, Mike, we're going to be rolling out the discussion that we've been working all weekend, which actually we've been working for weeks based on phase 2.
Trying to turn 1 into 2. Can't figure out to 1 into 2. Hey, problem solved. Nobody wants your stupid vaccine. They've been pretending all the way along. People just lined up to get a vaccine. 30. Well, how many empty spaces have you seen? It was 12 before. 12,000.
Already booked. So that's
but that was last week. So.
Part 2, we have to go in to the hot areas, the hot spots, and really focus on
the neighborhoods and the remote communities.
3, we have to go into the high priority essential manufacturers, be it the meat packers, the poultry, the manufacturing sector, large companies, You saw what happened in Amazon
Poultry?
in Brampton. We have to start focusing on those areas in the hot spots. And I know we're working on a plan as well for the teachers, and we'll be working along with the boards, the Minister of Education and the Minister of Health.
Follow up?
You froze one side of my screen. You're a fucking genius. It means I gotta go, dumbass. Yeah, you flipped out when I said that last time. I started counting. From 5 to -3. 8 seconds. All fucking hell with fucking on, huh? You're a genius, Chomo. You are. You broke it. I gotta go away now, stupid.
Toronto, Peel, and Ottawa all calling for much stronger measures, including a stay-at-home
So
order.
neither the mouse nor the keyboard are connected no more, eh?
Health measures table actually
No, they're just an 8-second delay on everything.
Why have you not moved to make restrictions tighter than what it is that you announced on Thursday?
Well, Mike, this is moving day by day, by hour by hour.
Why is the RAM?
I think we made a massive move last week by basically shutting down the entire province. That was huge, shutting down thousands and thousands of business that I hate doing. But we're going to have further restrictions
6, 7, 8,
moving forward very, very quickly.
9, 10, 11.
And again, we have to
12,
focus
13,
on where we see the
14,
problem. 3 regions.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
represents
22,
16%
24, 25,
of the COVID cases.
29.
So when you have an inferno,
I'm not counting what you're doing, Chomo.
You have to turn the hoses there. You have to continue doing
so when my computer tries to redraw the screen, there's a red border thing I turned on that'll flash when it's done. That's what I'm counting, stupid. I told you that before. No, it's good up and down while I'm.
To make sure that
I'm not worried about that, dumbass.
And hopefully, once we do that, we're going to see the numbers come down. And in saying that, folks, we don't have an unlimited amount of vaccines. As I told you,
vaccines.
Yes, the Fed's
vaccines.
Quite a
System
few
UI has stopped.
A few days ago, over the weekend, they're already being distributed.
The GPU is attempting horribly to fucking clear this off the screen.
But we need more. Those are all taken. We're all.
Yes, you've put it up and then down 3 times in a row. So what?
Off an elderly person. We need more vaccines. I know this sounds a little crazy. Oh, we got, I saw some tweet from a federal minister. Oh, we have 1.3 million in the freezers. We just got those. We literally got them a few days ago. So before that, we're running out, and we'll continue to run out as soon as we continue a consistent flow of these vaccines. You don't believe
I was able to do it?
Then we'll be able to expand.
No, I know you slam on that, you tap it, you finger paint with the fucking face app, and you slap on that button on your phone like it's a kid's asshole in real life. You don't believe I was able to open that up? No, you're so fast that you could outthink me and presume what I'm gonna do next. So you did it, right?
You just said we will have further restrictions very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Is that suggesting that we will be getting a stay-at-home order?
Well,
God complex, superiority complex. All pedophiles have it. All sex offenders have it.
People saw, you go by Yorkdale, you couldn't get a parking space. It was absolutely jam-packed.
So I know I already said these idiots are buddies or whatever. They gotta be.
People wouldn't be going in there to the volume that we saw. Folks.
Yeah, it's literally the same thing.
This variant is taking off. And please, when you can, follow all.
You're invading privacy, buddy. You're fucking chasing me up a laneway, threatening to kill me. I don't know who the fuck you are. I've been here 40 years. You can't tell me where you know me from to be saying those things.
But a lot of people.
Oh, no, bro, he thought he had the fucking snapback line to get me because I'm constantly saying that to white people. I'm not your bro, bud. I'm not your buddy, white boy. Fuck off. You fucking shank up out here. Get out of the neighborhood. Why you come down to the neighborhood? He thought he had the fucking snappy comeback response to the, I'm not your bro. I'm making fun of you, white boy. Stupid. They can only tell that to people I know or something. Like some sort of game. You run up on me in an alleyway, I'll have a different answer. That's right. In the laneway by myself, I'm still a nigger. That's right. All the way to the last joke in your belly, bro.
So we are seeing medical officers of health going above your shutdown order like in Guelph, that Section 22 was ordered. You're technically in the
Remember, I don't
forest,
speak
but
English.
yet the medical officer
I just spit back whatever language you're speaking.
Virtual tomorrow. Here in one of the
You hear me say
regions,
some
and in Toronto,
stupid
there
shit, the
is
wrong
still
word?
in-person
It's because
learning.
you are
There's
part of
so
that
much
group.
confusion. Parents are confused.
Buddy.
As medical officers of health in Peel and
Oh, and I know
Guelph,
I'm missing a letter E
schools
on my
are
door.
not safe.
I'm missing the rest of the word on here. Don't
in
worry.
other parts of
The
Ontario.
letter E.
Actually, I'm going to disagree. Dr. Lowe must have said it 50 times yesterday on the news that schools are safe. Folks, across the province.
You might not have heard it. He said it 50 times yesterday.
98.5%, almost 99% of the schools are currently open.
You realize the infection rate is less than 1%.
Do not have active cases. 99.
Then what'd you close twice as many schools for as the infection rate? Stupid. You just gave away the math, bro. Just because you're surrounded by idiot white people that can't do math doesn't mean we're out here also not able to do math.
99.89% of staff have never reported a case of COVID.
They won't.
Where we saw the problem.
They won't report it. They're all about money.
At Christmas, when the kids go back into the community, that's where it's happening.
Nice long gouge right there. It looks like
it's
just blood slipping. There it is.
Spread in hot areas. I get it. But the schools, and
Blood
I give
sickling.
all the credit to the principals. I give all the credit to the great frontline teachers that have been doing an incredible job. That's the reason we're at 99%. And they're doing an incredible
You're
job.
not. You're
So
not.
I just
Wait. You just said.
I want to thank them for that.
Next question.
From Rob Ferguson at the Toronto Star. Please go ahead.
Hi, Rob.
So aside from the fact that I can talk and listen at the same time, yes, I
Rob,
can.
are you there?
He ain't saying nothing important today.
Here we are in another situation where, like last week, you're planning an announcement, telling us about an announcement the day before. If you're going to shut things down further, if you're going to do a stay-at-home order, why not just tell everyone today
White
so
boys
everybody
think this.
knows where they stand? Because
You got that from his mom or his aunt or something. How did you become a journalist, bro? So your mom talking to you like that, wasn't it?
People are just looking for a little more certainty, I think.
Okay, Rob, and I
Little more
respect
sense. What's that got to do with advance
I don't
notice?
even disagree with you. I don't disagree with other people.
If you're gonna have a fire and pull a fire alarm, you
just
should
make
tell
a
us.
decision and hope it's going to stick.
If there's gonna be an earthquake, you should
This
tell us.
variant is moving hour by hour, day by day. So we have to move with it and be nimble and be quick. And that's what we're doing. I wish Rob could say, hey, guys, we're doing this and we'll be okay in 3 weeks. That's happened before. And it just seems as soon as we get it, another variant, the Brazilian comes in, the UK variant comes in. And it
Dougie, they told you to stop calling it
there.
that.
Rob. We're going to be very clear tomorrow on what we're hearing from our chief medical officer to secure areas. And there are 3 areas. Again, we're going to target the big employers in hot areas. We're going to make sure we target neighborhoods in hot areas. And again,
accomplish nothing.
Karen and EMS. The EMS paramedics are champions, by the way. They're the folks that get in there and
it has nothing to do with vaccines.
Chunk of the vaccinations and the mobile.
But they won't take them themselves. Hey, remember when you said we're gonna force the Toronto EMS to get a flu shot?
We need more vaccines. I know we got a whole bunch of them.
EMS says we'll go on strike.
So to allow us to be
we're no longer going to attempt to force the EMS to do anything. No shit, buddy. With fucking 200 fucking private ambulance companies out here, you're going to force EMS to do what?
Follow up?
That was when the shit was only like 5 years old, too, because it used to be St. John's Ambulance. St. John Ambulance, whatever. Is there an S in there?
If you're a teacher or if you're working in a factory where there's been cases like the Amazon warehouse, so can you just let people know how soon in those categories they can expect vaccines?
Remember, these white people will keep dousing us with Virion all day long, and it's our fault if we spread it through somebody. We have to get the vaccine because we're dirty niggas, so we don't spread it to you, but you're spreading it on.
What I encourage people to do.
Which, by the way, that's the other reason I'm so quick to run. I don't want them within 10 feet of me.
Some of these
They're always trying to spread diseases.
Service manufacturing. Please just go out, be proactive, and get an appointment.
So,
we're coming to you.
Rat poisons, bug spray, scabies, bed bugs. I got the B19 from that.
Peel is about 60% hot right across the board. I just got off the phone with Dr. Lowe, and he's doing a great job. I was speaking to Dr. Davila on the weekend. And,
low ridership numbers.
And they're all working
low
their
ridership.
backs off, and they're all doing an
low
incredible
ridership.
job.
It sounds like a hood movie name or
we're going to focus together and focus on those key priorities.
This goes out to the low ridership. The low ridership massive.
At the Globe and Mail, please go ahead.
Hi, Laura.
Hey there, Premier. You keep talking about how you need more vaccines, but
you keep talking about these people had all day to think, and now one solution has come to them. All they know how to do now is attack.
Get these vaccines out the door when we see them sitting in freezers. We know that
nobody wants them, stupid.
That are unfilled. I mean,
why can't you force people?
What's the problem here?
Okay, so I'm going to respect.
They were creating false scarcity, stupid. What you would know about, except you got rubber stamp passed in school because you're stupid. No, you don't know what questions to ask.
We're doing more than anyone. With both hands tied behind our back.
This is the only.
Vaccines.
This is the only website in the world that cannot be edited whenever the fuck you want. The only one in the world. Remember, Ontario teachers insist it takes more teachers to do online learning than in-class learning.
They have 1.3 million vaccines. What you don't tell the people, which I'm
There's
telling you
15
right
million
now,
people.
Folks, we just got them 2 days ago. Over the last few days, they just literally landed on our doorstep. It takes a day for the distribution. We got it out.
Distribution.
And we're ready to go. We are ready to go. We have over 1.3 million appointments booked.
You just said 1.3 million. Hold on.
Just
what
keep
did you
booking
just?
them, bringing in more vaccines.
You get 30,000 empty spots, but you got 1.3 million booked. Make up your mind.
More out with primary care. But let's if we're going to say that, let's be honest with the people. We just received the vaccines, and folks, we need more
the other thing is, I'm on 3 bails right now. What are the odds nothing happens this time, or something happens and I get bail the 4th time? Like, it's one of these toss-up things. No, because they're trying to get me all the. You heard my blood. She's dead now. The last thing she said to me.
200,000 people next week.
Be not. Hey, you know what the Bulgarian David Eddings? No.
Well, that's an option. As I always say, everything's on the table. We'll be announcing over the next day or so where we're going with that. We're working with the Minister of Education. I just got off the phone with the Minister as well. But I think right now there's actually total in the education system, there's 300,000. And as the Minister said, there's a special ed teachers that we have to focus on as well. But I'll pass the balance over to the Minister of Health. Thank you.
Well, as the Premier earlier indicated, every time you make a change and to vaccinate all teachers, which is a group of course, we want to get to because they cannot work from home, that then means you're also taking supplies away for some of the seniors too. So it's
the entire province is on at-home learning. But teachers can't work from home.
Based on age.
Oh, the special ed teachers, those are the only ones, because those schools, those classes are staying open anyway. But they can't tell you that. They got to tell you those kids could hit you. And that's how you'll get COVID.
Groups that are most devastated by this vaccine, by this COVID variant. And those are the groups that we're focusing on. There are certain hot areas we also have to deal with where there's a high degree of transmission. So we're constantly reevaluating and assessing based on what's happening in communities with the greatest breakouts of COVID.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
And you've been listening to Premier Doug Ford along with Health Minister Christine Elliott. They are talking about vaccine rollouts in this province. The Premier is saying that phase 2 of the vaccination plan is beginning today, supposed to begin on April the 1st. And the Premier also hinting now that there could be further restrictions very shortly, and the focus will be on the hot zones. We'll have more coming up in just moments. This is 680 News.
680 News Traffic Alert.
This is Carrie Prunskis from the 680 News Traffic Center. We have major problems on the eastbound QEW. All lanes are closed from the West Mall to the 427 for a collision investigation. Traffic is jam-packed from here, Ontario. Plan an alternate route. The 680 Traffic Watch continues. We'll
as you heard, the Ford government is lowering the age range for COVID vaccinations in hotspot areas that are seeing cases surge during this third wave. This is the province reports another day of more than 3,000 new infections.
The 680's Irene Precklett has been following all the happenings today and joins us live with the latest from Premier Ford along with today's case count. Irene.
And Steve, Ontario is reporting 3,065 new cases with a testing positivity rate of 8.9%. As you heard live here on 680 News, the Premier is saying we are in a fight with a new enemy, one that is rapidly evolving with the variants of concern. Premier Doug Ford says they are now moving into phase 2 of the vaccination plan, which begins today.
We're going to come to these large employers into the hot areas, be it Peel is about 60% hot right across the board.
As of tomorrow, everyone 60 and older can sign up for a vaccine using the provincial booking system. And there is an expansion of the number of pharmacies that are giving out the AstraZeneca vaccine. That is for anyone 55 and older. As for more on the numbers today, for the first time in the pandemic, more than 500 people, 510 to be exact, are in the ICU. 1,161 people in the hospital, but the ministry says more than 10% of hospitals did not report their numbers yesterday. Reporting on, Irene Precklett, 680 News.
Now, the calls are growing for the province to start vaccinating teachers now. 680's Richard Southern is asking the Ford government why that's not happening.
I asked Sylvia Jones, the Solicitor General, if there's a plan to start putting needles in teachers' arms right now, given the fact that there's 1 million plus doses sitting in Ontario freezers. She told me, essentially, the government's waiting for more doses from the feds.
There is always a plan as we continue to get more vaccines from the federal government. The ability to move faster through the essential workers gives us that ability when we get the vaccines.
Liberal leader Stephen Del Duca says Premier Ford should announce that teachers can start getting vaccinated next week when they're off.
We have the vaccines. They're languishing in fridges right now across this province. He could be using publicly funded schools as vaccine hubs starting on the weekend, starting on the Monday of the April break.
I'm Richard Southern.
680 News Time, 1:37. Following some breaking news right now from the QEW at Highway 427, where Peel paramedics say one person has now been taken to hospital in critical condition after a crash in the eastbound lanes this afternoon. The eastbound QEW, as you've been hearing in traffic, is closed from the West Mall to the 427. OPP say there is no access to the northbound 427 or the Gardner as a result. Sergeant Kerry
Something to be said for the sheer total utter neglect method.
One vehicle involved in a rollover ejection. Male driver ejected from the vehicle, has been taken to hospital.
And no word at this point on when the road will reopen, but stay with 680 News for traffic reports every 10 minutes on the ones.
You're listening to 680 News. Actor Paul Ritter has died of a brain tumor at the age of 54. Paul Ritter was known for his versatility. He played an engineer
I don't care who he played. You had like 3 other people that were more important than died today. You're not talking about. Okay, so fucking. So what did they say just now? Temperature. So every time they report the numbers, obviously not for today. The 3,065 was yesterday. The 500 and what they say 10 was yesterday, and they just said 10% of hospitals didn't report what, the ICU numbers or the it's hospitals. That has to be ICU numbers. So it's more than 510. It has to be more than 510. And now you're going to start to hear doctors piping up about this calculator they got, that if you have a disability or if you're older or whatever, that the online calculator decides who gets the ICU bed. Right. All right. So again, black person gets pushed to the side. Oh no, because you're white. Who said? Well, the police told you. Well, who told them? They made it up when they knew I was black, writing it on them little white cards, which is why it's called carding, because they had their right privileges revoked on the CPIC computers because they talk about Chinese people as male yellow. So when they wrote down white on their little card, here's the problem. When did that get put into the computer? Because it had to be done after they had their right privileges revoked. Yeah, it did, because I didn't have a record before then. So how do I have anything on CPIC for you to say he's this race or that race? You can't, unless you make it up. You entered it off of the card you wrote. You decided I was right. All right. Oh, and then don't talk to me about, well, how many black cops were there and how many Chinese cops did? 0. 55 division, 15 years ago, 0. Big fat 0. No black cops, no Chinese cops. Lots of crack-addicted hooker cops. Oh, yeah. Because you see them in and out of the crack houses all day, every day, but they're only working once or twice out of it. All right. They're in my house. I say, I know you. I see you running in and out of the crack dealer's house next door. Girl disappeared out my house and never got seen in my neighborhood again. Undercover cop. No, I'm certain she's a cop because there was, Jesus, how many? More than a dozen in the apartment at the time. And she's running in around, no uniform, of course. Why would there be a uniform? Running around like she's in charge of something. Not like she had actual authority, just. Oh. Crack addicted cops. Yes, it's true. Did I psychologically break down what they did so far while in there? Well, you know, if you're gonna do this, you should tell it. You're saying this all the time, but you're not doing it for real. Like, hey, you just said something that contradicts itself. That's not what they're doing. They're back as little kids again, being told to do shit just because they're told it. But for some reason, I'm supposed to listen to them. Remember, the person told me, listen to my elders, white people. He's dead now. She gone. Please keep it up, Chomo. Keep it up. You've got a weird obsession, dog. Yeah, keep it up. Keep editing those pictures. Cause my eye is bulging the fuck out of my head. Are you retarded, bro? Jesus Christ, man. I can still hear that there's audio, so I know we're still live. Come on. Come on, Chomo. Get a real internet connection. I don't know what you guys see. I keep getting frozen, edited images that sit there for 30 seconds. My eye's sticking out like a fucking golf ball for some reason. Keep it up. And Chomo doesn't believe that with my head at this angle, I'm looking right at the screen. Doesn't believe it. So he's going to test over and over and over. I'm looking right at it, dog. I'm telling you I can see it happening. No. You don't know I'm a pedophile. Yes, I do. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Do it again. My eyes are popping out like a fucking meth head and my face is all twisted up, bro. Come on. If you're going to do this, do it. You're supposed to do what your other homeboy does and just freeze the image. You keep using that face app thing. That's why there's a 30-second fucking delay on this shit, isn't there? Because you got the 8-second ping time, the 8,000 millisecond ping time. So this network type malware, keep it up. Yep. I didn't close my eyes, dog. I know you can edit pictures. Now, I don't know how slowly you saw what just happened. Come on.